It is the A Train Sports Talk Podcast, as I always say, the number one podcast in the state of Kansas. And first thing I want to say is I'm actually kind of sad. I mean, not sad to the point that I'm about to just have a meltdown. Kind of sad. Basketball season is over. I'm talking about the high school basketball season. But I tell you what, I went out in a bang over the weekend. I didn't get to check out all the games I wanted to, but the 6A state tournament, man, and the people I ran into. I am going to have some guests on this show. That's all I can say. I am going to have some guests on this show. And y'all know I always say this, that what makes this the number one podcast? And I don't fire shots at nobody. I say if there's anybody that's doing the same thing I'm doing, we all in this together. But I'm telling you right now, I'm going to have some guests coming up. I'm not going to even let the cat out the bag who these guests are. But when I have them on this show, y'all are going to see why I say it's the number one podcast in the state of Kansas. And that's not taken away. I'm going to call these people out in particular because I believe that I have somewhat of a rapport with them. Uh, Sunflower Smack Talk. I believe I have a rapport with them. We have shared emails back and forth. So they know I'm not firing those shots at them because I've heard some of their uh, interviews and some of the people they get on their show. They too could say that they have the number one podcast in the state of Kansas. And you know what? I wouldn't argue with them. So with that being said, I actually applaud them. Really, really. In this business, yeah, you want to be the best at what you do, but I'm not in this to compete against anybody and take anything away from them. I use the information that I have and I share it with you, the listening and viewing public, which I am on YouTube and I'm also on Twitch TV. I am streaming live right now as we speak. I still have yet to figure out why. Well, I know I did it. Don't ask me how because I'm not the most tech savvy guy there is. But uh, I am streaming on two YouTube channels and Twitch.tv. So wherever you may be watching this at, thank you for watching. A few weeks ago, prior to the state tournament, I was in Derby for their sub state. I want to send a shout out to a Mia or Maya. I don't know how she pronounced that first name. Hannigan. I believe she was a freshman for Garden City, averaged like 10 points a game. Didn't even make first team all league. And from what I see, probably didn't make second team. I want to know what team did she make because I only seen her one time, but it was a sample size enough to let me know that she is a very talented individual, and I wish her nothing but the best. If the league doesn't recognize her, I want you to know I recognize you, and I don't even believe that you have even scratched the surface yet. Even though you have averaged what you have averaged, and there are some people that say there are some things that are involved even at the high school level, which if that's the case, that shouldn't be. But to Mia Hannigan, I want to say to you, congrats on a great season. I do believe she's a freshman. If I'm wrong, I stand corrected. But I've seen her play one time. It was against Derby and Sub State. I want to whisper at her and tell her that she played a good game. What I saw was a young lady out there balling, had the IQ of how to get open on 3-point shots. And I'm pretty sure some of the Derby players would tell you she's a very talented individual. And even when Derby put some pressure on her, she still found a way to drain threes. The way she was able to maneuver off those double screens and find the open shot, it just speaks volume of her IQ. Like I said, I only seen a sample size, but it was enough to let me know that she is a very talented people. So keep her on y'all's radar. Thank you to the person that reached out to me to let me know, hey, you know, even in high school sports, there are some things that are involved that prevents things from happening, and I do not need to elaborate on that, and I'm not going to elaborate on that. What I am going to say, high school basketball, boys and girls, especially 6A tournament, I enjoyed myself. I want to look at some awards that have been passed out. When I say some awards that have been passed out, uh, Deck Scout Kansas, and basically what I have right here, I'm going to go ahead and get a subscription. It's going to be it's going to be because of my good friend out there, Robert Kelly. I'm going to get me a subscription to Prep Girls Hoops so I can really be in the loop as to what's going on. But Deck Scout is at Kansas Deck Scout. This is him personally. He's proud to announce his all deck team. And basically, he got their Twitter handles. Some of the names that I know for a fact on here. Uh, Maddie Vickery made the team. Uh, Sutton Harris, Michaela Askew, Armelia J. Ramsey, I do believe. Cami Unruh, Haley Schmidt. Guess I'm getting these names right. Uh, Haley Carroll, Kaylin Boss, or at least that. Well, I'm not going to give your Twitter handle. Uh, there's another one. I'm not going to give you her Twitter handle unless you got this, then you know who I'm talking about. Of course, Skylar Seals from Made South. Asia Fox. She's recognized. Congrats. Sydney Busher. Gina Schmidtler. Ali Singate. That does not surprise me. So I want to say congrats to these young ladies on being recognized and part of the all deck team. Uh, Applause to you all. Thanks to one Michaela Askew for reposting this. Uh, Very talented player. Another one I want to look at as I get these awards in slowly but surely. Trust me, you will know about them. So that's why you're going to see high school basketball wrap up. I'm working on getting some guests on hopefully this week. If not, most definitely the weekend. I have reached out to a couple of people, so they have gotten the invite to join me on this platform, and I'm looking forward to that. Some very, I can say for a fact that when I have these athletes on, they are definitely student athletes with the emphasis on students. And trust me, they will sound the horn on the importance of education because I always ask that question. And most of them, all of them, get it right. So I want to applaud these student athletes. Uh, Now, there is one name I'm going to give y'all right now. When he comes on, I want to make sure everybody I want it to go viral. His name is Jack Welling, senior at Derby, and uh, he has a story to share. He shared it on Catch It Kansas a year ago, but he's going to be able to do it right here on this show. So that's the only name I'm letting out the bag because the day he comes on this show, I hope by then there's more subscribers on my YouTube channel because I want y'all to understand the magnitude of not just him on the court, but Jack the person. A few weeks ago, I had Coach Brett Flory on here, and he said, "Oh, wow." He said it might not be enough time to talk about him. Understandably so. And as good as Derby was, the glue that kept that team together, most definitely. And that's even a lot of the talented players that they had on the team, Jack Welling. So when he's on here, make sure y'all tune in because he has a very powerful life story, what he has had to prom. Uh, and y'all have to understand because it's a good thing I got these glasses on because all right, personally, no, I don't have a dog in the fight. Don't have a student at the school. But since I've been going out there, uh, y'all can blame Coach Chadwick for the invite, and I've been going ever since. I've gone to either Derby or Mays South, and I've gone to some other school games, but those are the two main ones I've been going to. And you'd be surprised of how they accept you and the connections that are drawn. So, even just talking about Jack, when y'all hear his story, you kind of get emotional because when you understand what he has overcome, and can't nobody tell like he can. So I'm gonna shut up. But what I am gonna do though is I'm gonna look at some awards that were passed out. The Greater Wichita Athletic League, and first team looks like this. And I'm gonna take my glasses off so I can see with them, but I want to really be able to see now. So first team, Bishop Carroll, Megan Simon, a senior. From East High, Halia Davis, also a senior. From Wichita Heights, 5'8" senior, Samaya Ellis. Kudos to her and Heights Lady Falcons on capturing third place at the 6A state tournament. Uh, One of the things I noticed about Samaya in her game during warm-ups, I know it's somewhat of a limp, but she was a baller. She was a warrior. She overcame. So shout outs to you, cuz. Wish you nothing but the best at your next stop. Also on this team, one who I think is going to break and rewrite a lot of records within the city league, and I also feel that whatever she did at the independent school should also be part of her records. Uh, all she did was come in and dominate when people doubted her. I'm pretty sure she heard the noise. Okay, what you did was at a 2A school. Can you do it at a 5A school playing against 5A and 6A talent? She basically let her play through the talking, and it was a resounding yes. Who am I talking about? I'm talking about none other than sophomore, Cape and Mount Carmel, Zoe Buckner Franklin. Also on the team. Oh, by the way, she's a sophomore. This first team is 5 sophomores. No, 5 seniors and 1 sophomore. Next person on this list from the South High Titans, senior Mahogany Butler. And rounding out the team, another 12th grader from the Golden Buffaloes, a team that actually knocked off Wichita Heights from Southeast, Alana Webb. So that's your first team, Greater Wichita Athletic League 2024-25 All City Girls Basketball Team. Now for the second team. From Bishop Carroll, Lily Martin, a senior. Also from Bishop Carroll, a junior, Avery McCory. From East High, a junior, Anaya Davis. And I believe those are the coach's daughter, Kylie Davis and Anaya Davis. I believe that is the coach Will Davis's daughters. Also a senior. The next 2 seniors are from Wichita Heights, Kamira Butler and Kennedy Jackson. And round out the second team is junior Valentina Hart from Wichita South. Taking a look at the honorable mention, we're just going to give you the school and the names from Bishop Carroll, Anna Stahlbomber, and Brooke Stephen. From Wichita East, Anari Smith, Quincy Galbert, Sylvia Selman, Tylea Lucas, all from Wichita East. Now, from Wichita Heights, Destiny Mays, Heaven Gilbert, Terry Brown, Zari Walker. From Cape and Mount Carmel, Ella Rudy, Emily Jacobs, Maddie Maddie Spires, and McCoy Feister. McCoy Feister and Phoebe Lawford. From North High, here we go. From North High, we have Dana Baratero, Joanna Ross, Kimberly Reyes, Paola Rodriguez. From Wichita Northwest, we have Anaya Simpson, Aubrey Navarrete, and Cameron Stubbs. From Wichita South, Amari Gary, Demaria Childs, Janiyah Kathy, Sakira Brown. From Wichita Southeast, you have Janessa Franklin, Kamaria Marcy, Keisha Allen, Queen Chalmers. And from Wichita West, I hope I get this last name right, Kennedy Kamvangsa and Nariah Harris. So we want to send a shout out to first team, second team, and the honorable mentions as well too. Now moving right along, there are also some more awards, and I do not have the full AVCTL D1 listing, but what I do have are some individual honors just from south down the road on off of Rock Road, from where their mantra is green is magic. Just witnessed them playing for the 6A title, came up short against Blue Valley North. Uh, Even overheard Coach Danny Allen like, "Hey, that was a very talented team we played against. I mean, they had two Division One players on their team. One is a McDonald's All-American, most likely Kansas Gatorade Player of the Year. He was talking about none other than Jalea Davis, who I can say I went to school with her dad. And how did I find that out? Found it out Saturday when I ran into one William Davis out of Kansas City Wyandotte High School, went to Hutchinson Community College, won national title on a team that ended up with only 9 players for the year due to a transfer and a fatal tragedy that happened along the way. Back in 1987-88 school year when Hutch Dragons, I believe, won their first ever national title game with the likes of one William Davis, Billy Butts, Maurice Britton, Reggie Morton out of Derby. Yes, that's right. Derby's very own Reggie Morton. So, yes, it was good to run into some old friends, but want to go ahead and give some shout outs to some Derby players. Uh, and I'm going to give you a story on this one, too, because the first one I'm going to mention, she is honorable mention, average 6.7 points a game, 5.6 rebounds a game, shot 46% from the two, from, uh, from the floor, 41.7% from 3-point range. AVCTL D1 honorable mention, Carly Demmel. And I want to right now give a shout out to her family because anytime you're doing what I'm doing, podcasting, and the parents come up to, "Oh yeah, I've heard of you," and the mom is like, "You're Anthony Smith," before I could even introduce myself. And then her older sister, like, "Yeah, I listen to you. You say you have the number one podcast in Kansas." I'm like, "Yes, you." I can't begin to tell you how things like that make me feel. It just makes me feel good on the inside to know that I do have people actually listening, and it makes me want to do this more. It I am elated when guests, some guests probably never really know nothing about me, if her, and they accept the invitation to come on. I can't say I appreciate you more than words will ever say. So I just simply want to say thank you. So to the demo family, I appreciate you. I love y'all. Uh, can't say thank you enough for keeping me encouraged to keep doing what it is I'm doing. Uh, Matter of fact, I said I was going to do this last year. This year, I'm going to do it even more so because I didn't do it last year. Send me a softball schedule, baseball schedule too. Y'all will see me at a softball game or two as my schedule permits. I want to get into the game of softball. I've seen it on TV. First thing you think of OU, Texas, and you hear all the excitement. I went to a WSU softball game, and it's just the excitement that they bring when they're in the dugout. So I want to come to a softball game. So y'all send me this schedule, and I will work it out to be there at the game, and we'll talk about it. But let's give you these honors that I know of for sure. So ABCTL D1 honorable mention, Carly Dillman. Just read you her stat line. One of the things I want to say about her too, the she is the ultimate sportsmanship person. Uh, I seen two instances, and y'all know basketball. Let's not sugarcoat. Basketball sometimes not for the weak and faint at heart. I have talked with Coach Brian Chadwick on numerous occasions, had him on my podcast at least twice, the old traditional way, and of course the video version. And he emphasized. He said, "Look, I teach my girls, don't be afraid to play bully ball." And there's two things I want to know. One thing is, before I get back to Carly, I want to know what the exchange was between one Jalea Davis and Sienna Carter. I definitely want to know what that exchange was, because it created an uproar within the confines of Charles Koch Arena. But we later seen that they pretty much shrugged it off. You know, showed sportsmanship, which leads me back to Carly. First game was against Andover. Like I say, basketball can be a rough sport, and sometimes you get tied up and tangled up on a loose ball situation, and in the moment, a temper can flare up. In that game against Andover, Carly basically like, oh, okay, wait a minute, hold up. She diffused the situation, went to help the girl up, and like, look, everything is okay. Fast forward, this past Saturday, I believe it was Jalea Davis that she got tangled up with. And I'm gonna tell y'all, Jalea Davis, she's a baller. She, I want to say that, you know, I don't want this to come across as me saying something negative, but some things happen in the heat of the moment, and you show your emotion, be it positive or negative. Carly demoed in true fashion. I believe they both went to the floor after a loose ball. And y'all know how those loose ball situations can be. You both grabbing for the ball, and you don't want to let go. The other person don't want to let go, and it tempers flare. And once again, she did the same thing that she did in the Andover game. She diffused it, went to offer a hand. That's Carly Demo, the ultimate sportsmanship person, the ultimate person who, in a moment, in the heat of battle, can turn around and display class and integrity. I'm not surprised by that. I've met her parents, so that does not surprise me. You could be tough, gritty, hard nosed, but all at the same time. You have a passion about the sport. that you still can display sportsmanship, class, and integrity. On that, Carly, you need to be applauded for. Some more awards. ABCTL D1 honorable mention. Freshman Sienna Carter. She caught my eye the first game as well too against Derby. You got to understand. First game of the season for Derby, they were playing without star player Michaela Askew. Now, let me drop this on you too, because I've seen enough of Derby. Some teams are reliant on one player. Derby could rely on one player. Derby doesn't have to rely on one player because they have a collection of players that span all grades from freshman up to senior. Makes a difference. Yes, that one player may be the focal point of the other team's strategy, but this team played the first game without their star player, which is Michaela Askew. Who's the first player I noticed? Sienna Carter. It wasn't just a one game wonder, but it was throughout the season. Freshman in the rotation, not phased by the moment. The moment never got too big for her. How would I describe her? I would describe her pretty much the same way. Hard nosed, tough, gritty, not going to back down from a challenge. How do I know that? I just kind of gave you a little glimpse of it. She didn't back down from Jalea Davis. Who is Jalea Davis? McDonald's All American. KU commit. Most likely Kansas Gatorade Female Player of the Year. All accolades deserving of her. Sienna didn't back down. Matter of fact, I saw a couple of moments where it looked like there was some trash talk, or if you want to call it girl talk, going back and forth. Sienna didn't back down. It didn't matter that she's a freshman and the person she's going up against got all these accolades as a senior. It didn't matter. She wasn't going back down. The moment didn't get too big for her. So here she is, ABCTL D1 honorable mention. I would not be surprised next year you see a green wave of players on this ABCTL team, first and second team. She will be one of them. Sienna, congratulations. Moving right along. This one definitely does not surprise me none whatsoever. Oh, let me back up because let me give you Sienna's stat line. 7.4 points a game, 3.2 rebounds a game, 46% from the field. Pretty nice stat line for a freshman. Now we move on. Sophomore, I do believe. I'm not looking at the program, so I'm assuming. I believe she's a sophomore. If she's not, someone will correct it. Asia Fox. Yes, I've had the opportunity to meet her family. I believe it was her grandmother. We was at the I-35 hoops showcase last year in Andover. And you talk about a proud moment. Her grandmother. You know who my granddaughter is? Asia's my granddaughter. And I mean, she said it with some pride, like chest stuck out. That's my baby. And she has every right to be proud of her. ABCTL Division One first team, Asia Fox. 10.2 points per game, 4.4 rebounds, 2.2 steals a game, 2 assists per game. And I'm going to tell you something. When you look at Asia Fox, she does not look like the typical basketball player. As a matter of fact, I'm pretty sure when some of the opposing team players look at her, they're like, okay, I got this. But in the words of Mike Tyson, he said it best. Everybody has a plan until they get punched in the mouth. I'm going to say it like this. Everybody has a plan until they go up against Asia Fox. That's the reason she's ABCTL Division One, first team. Applause to you. You feel for the seniors that they didn't get to hoist that trophy, but it doesn't take away from a great season that they had for the past few years. Someone who's had a hand in the success of Derby. Here she is right here with 5.6 points per game. And it doesn't seem like the stats just jump out. But trust me, they're very important stats. 5.6 points a game, 2.8 rebounds a game, 1.8 steals per game, 2.8 assists. Can I just round it up? 3 assists a game. So where she only scored 5.6 points a game, you can ramp that average up to 8 points a game because she had a hand in the score. Who am I talking about? I'm talking about ABCTL Division One honorable mention, Callie Rickards. Congratulations to you. Here is another freshman that is on the honorable mention team. I grew up with her grandfather. Yeah, that's not just old age, though. That's also a little bit of wisdom, all right? But it is with great joy that I get to make this announcement right here that as a freshman, she averaged 8 points a game, 1.8 rebounds per game, 1.2 steals per game, and shot 30.5% from 3-point range. And can I tell you, when her shot was falling, her shot was falling. Let's give it up. ABCTL Division One honorable mention, Soraya Graham. And now I want to kind of shift around to the boys because this young man here is very deserving of the award that he has received. And once again, this was also reposted by Michaela Askew, so we want to tell her thank you for all these reposts on here. Congrats to senior Jack Llewellyn on being voted all ABCTL first team and ABCTL Division One MVP. They call him Ju2, which is JU2, was one of the premier guards in the state and has put his name among all the all-time Derby High School greats. We'll miss his work ethic, leadership, and fearlessness in the clutch next year. He will be missed not only on the court, off the court, and in this thing that we call life. He has definitely left his mark. As a matter of fact, I responded, said he has left his mark with the likes of those such as a Reggie Morton, who was able to hoist up a national title at Hutchinson Community College. So yes, I put him in good company right there. So Jack, congratulations on your award that you received. Well deserving of the award. Uh, there are some more awards going on. Some individuals. I can actually just go ahead and throw two names on this as both Destiny Mays and Zoe Buckner Franklin. will have the opportunity to be able to learn and compete with some of the best from the class of 2027 at the Project and Perfect Camp. So I want to say congrats to both Destiny and Zoe for being invited to this Project and Perfect Camp. I believe it's a prestigious camp, so I want to wish them the best in their endeavors. Uh, Definitely got them on my radar. Like I told you what Zoe did, and I do believe that she is going to smash a lot of records before her time is done. And I probably shouldn't say this, but maybe I should say this because of the talent level that she is at. I wouldn't be surprised. And I know she's already getting some looks at Power Five schools. I know Wichita State is offered. I don't know who else may have given her an offer, but it wouldn't surprise me that by her senior year, she could very well possibly end up at a prep school just to strengthen her profile. I mean, those things do happen. I mean, you've seen it with one Grady Dick, who was actually at collegiate and ended up going to Sunrise Christian Academy. Uh, there's word, and I'm not going to tell you, well, I can tell you my predictions, but I'm not going to tell you any confirmations. I just witnessed 7 footer in Ethan Taylor, who just was able to hoist up another 6A title with his high school team, Shawnee Mission Northwest. And there is talk of him going to a prep school for his senior year, and it's only to strengthen his profile for the Power Five schools. He's already getting offers. I know Tennessee is offered. I'm Sometimes I wonder why come I haven't seen Wichita State shooting an offer. You never feel like you can't get a person until you don't get that person. So if I'm Wichita State, yes, I'm calling out Wichita State. If I'm them, yes, I'm shooting an offer. It was refreshing to when I was at the title game over the weekend to see that both Coach Terry Nooner, who I'm looking forward to getting him on my show one day soon, and Coach Scales was out there taking in the game, had front row seat. That is a refreshing sight to see. I know the Wichita State coaching staff couldn't get there because at the last minute they just got the word, hey, they're going to the NIT. So understandable, but it doesn't stop from shooting off. Uh, it's better to shoot an offer and get rejected than to not shoot an offer and not know what could possibly be. That's my take on that. But yes, I said all that to say this. It would surprise me if she does end up at a prep school by her senior year. Uh, don't know if she could strengthen her profile any more than it's already strengthened because the word is out. You average 20 points a game at the independent school, led them to a 6A state title. Then you come in to Cape Mount Carmel against probably more stiffer competition, and you pretty much dominate, unstoppable. I even heard the nickname Killer. Uh, yes, she is very lethal on the court, and I just hope that her time at Capon, you get a good supporting cast around her. They should most definitely be hoisting up state title trophies. And I know that 5A is pretty tough. I mean, think about it. Hayes went in undefeated and got knocked off by St. Thomas Aquinas, who the previous year got knocked off by Maize South, which uh, Maize South got knocked out in the first round of the 5A tournament. So I know 5A is tough. I mean, 5A is like some football divisions where you got all these good teams in there, but they're going to devour you. I mean, they're going to be eating you up. Uh, so I know 5A is tough, but if there's any team that can do it within the next year, though, so be on the lookout for Capon with Zoe Franklin and some good role players that they put around her. And maybe Zoe don't have to average 25, 26 points a game. And that's not to say that she's doing it outside the team realm because I've seen them play. And everything she does is within the realm of the team. She's pretty much a Swiss Army knife. So I'm just giving people their props, their flowers, because why not? But yes, uh, as I get ready to wind down, I definitely want to say that I have enjoyed this past basketball season. Uh, there is so much more that I can say and do, but I want to give some shout outs to people like a Dylan Evans, who kind of keeps me in the loop. Uh, Robert Kelly with I just got you looking at it a while ago. I'm gonna pull it back up. Yes, Robert Kelly with come on, we're getting there with Prep Girls Hoop. I think that's the name of the publication. We're definitely working on getting him on. We may do a wrap up with him on the show this week. Uh, I can give you that name for sure. I want to send a shout out to Game Ball Basketball. These are some new contacts I have made. Uh, they pretty much keep me in the loop, and I appreciate them. I want to say once again, not only to the Demo family, but to Derby, the athletic department. And this spans both the boys and the girls. Coach Brett Flory, thank you for being a guest on my show. Coach Chadwick, Coach K. Yeah, I hope your dancing video goes viral. Let me share this with you. The band was playing a tune that she liked. She's out, Coach Kim Carbonell, Coach K as they call it. She got there at mid court, just filling the band. And I'm not thinking, okay, she doesn't have her phone. So I'm tweeting out, ooh, Coach K filling the band. I get a message. I like all bands. And then they played a song that I like. So, right, that part right there. So, yeah, Coach Danny Allen, I mean, and Coach Ashton, can't think of his last name, but he know who he is. I want to say thank y'all for making me a part of y'all. I feel at home with y'all. To the Derby community, uh, you guys are great. What more can I say? You guys are great. Also, I want to say to May South, great atmosphere out there. You guys make a person feel welcome. The parents that I've met, great people. You produce great student athletes, and that's between both Derby and May South. The student athletes. And I put the emphasis on the student athletes that y'all produce out there, and the respect that they show. Love it. It is great. Thank y'all for making me a part of y'all as well too. I feel at home when I'm at Derby. I feel at home when I'm at Mays South. I even feel at home when I'm at Mays. I have to throw in a shot for Mays as well too. Been out there, so it's been some great atmospheres. Yes, I still call the people at Mays South the 2.0 version of Duke Cameron Indoor Crazies because the atmosphere that y'all have at the games is it's an electric atmosphere. So applaud each and every fan base. I want to say thank you to the parents as well who give me access to your student athletes to have them on my show because there will be some more interviews coming up hopefully this week. If not this week, this weekend as we get some time slots figured out. I know they're on spring break this week, so enjoy your spring break. Hopefully Saturday we will have guests or some guests lined up as I reach out. I'm going all across the state of Kansas. Like I said, I'm not dropping names. Only name I dropped was Jack Welling because he is worthy to have his name called out like this because of the story that I know he's going to share, and it's going to be a very powerful story. Who knows? It may even elicit some teardrops when you hear the story of what he has overcome to get to where he is at today. So I want to say once again, thank you to all. It's been an enjoyable ride. This does not mean that because the season is over, that the train is going to stop rolling. It just means we're going to find some more content. Also, shout out to Joanna. Let me rephrase it. I know better than that. Mrs. Joanna Chadwick, Blake Chadwick, Cooper Chadwick, the Chadwick family. And I think I met Mama Chadwick as well. Well, too. What I call her Mama Chadwick. I don't know her last name. I'm just calling her Mama Chadwick because this Mrs. Joanna Chadwick's mom, I do believe. She thought I was the police officer. Ran her at Coke Arena. It's okay. If you want to think I'm the police officer, that's fine. I'm just a security officer. But yes, the whole entire family, I just feel like y'all have just adopted me and made me a part of y'all. So I can't say thank you enough, but I'm saying it. Thank you. And I know I can't say this enough, but once again, thank you to Coach Chadwick and Coach Joe Jackson. It is because of you two guys who invited me to games a year ago that I'm still going to these games, but I'm learning more about the game, learning more about the individual talents, not just here in the area, but also all across the state of Kansas. It doesn't take much to look on Max Preps. It doesn't take much to wait and get my magazine from Vite Magazine, which I want to say thank you to Vite Magazine too. Thank you for sending those magazines out. The whole staff from the Chadwicks down to Matt Browning. Matt, I need to get in touch with you. I hope I sent you the request on X. I hope you answered. I hope I got the right Matt Browning. I worked out with your sister Jessica at Planet Fitness, so told I was gonna reach out to you. So get back in touch with me, or whoever's listening to this, y'all tell him to get in touch with me ASAP. Don't make me come look for him. Hey, if I come look for him, they ain't gonna be nice. But no, for real. Thank you to Bite Magazine for the content. Uh, Max Preps. I get some of my content off of there. So, like I say, this would be part of a series of high school wrap ups because I also want to look at other avenues, other regions of the state, give you some info what's going on there. Probably reach out to some people in the northeast part of the state, maybe get them on my show and elaborate on what's going on out there. I do know this much. When it comes to the boys' side, I'm going to decrease after this. Be on the lookout for Blue Valley North to take the mantle from Shawnee Mission Northwest. Want to say to Coach Joe Hour, haven't been able to get you on my podcast, which I want to say thank you to Coach Kip Pulliam, who's been on here, and we will get him back on here again. Samaya Ellis, who's been a guest, but want to say congrats to Coach Joe Hour, who is calling it quits after this season. It's been 30 years. If I could say this, the Heights Boys program, if that school doesn't remind me of the Pittsburgh Steelers, I know you're going to say, how is that? Because in my lifetime, the only coaches I've known, and I'm pretty sure there was one coach in between Coach Dowdy and Coach Hour, but these coaches I'm about to mention, they've been around so long, I can't remember who that one was. But you remember names like Lafayette Norwood, Charles Goose Dowdy, and Joe Hour, who's been there the last 30 years. The reason that program has been so successful out there at Wichita Heights is because there's been such a continuity at the coaching position. And the crazy thing is, the coaching never got old or stale. And I believe the coach adapted to the players and the style of play. So we want to say, Coach Joe Hour, thank you for 30 years of service. You will be missed walking along those sidelines. Thank you. Wish you the best of luck. Hopefully, we can get you on here as well too. Well, that will just about do it for me. Hope you have enjoyed today's show. Leave a comment if you're looking at it on YouTube, on my YouTube channel, or if you're on twitch.tv. Leave me a comment. Let me know where you're at, where you're listening, where you're watching from. If you missed this broadcast, it would be podcast. So podcast will be coming out shortly. Until next time, take care of yourself. God bless. I'm out here.